Feeling like an outcast in my own family, drained by being dismissed and forgotten, I finally reached my breaking point and walked away completely. I spent 15 years building a life, a family, a love story, but I never imagined that one night, a single, cold sentence from my wife would shatter everything, making me question if I even existed anymore. Can you imagine feeling utterly invisible to the people you die for, like an ATM that suddenly ran out of cash? For a long time, I felt like an outsider in my own home. Married for 15 years, known my wife since I was 8, 3 amazing daughters, 17, 14, and 11. But despite all that history, all that love, I was just there. To my kids, I was a taxi service and an ATM. To my wife, the last time she truly kissed me was 6 months ago. The last time she said, "I love you" out loud was a year and a half ago. No matter how hard I tried to communicate, plan something special, or just be there, it was always shot down, forgotten, or just dismissed. I'm not an angry person. I don't yell. I don't get physical. I splurge on birthdays and Mother's Day, throwing parties, buying gifts, trying to show them how much I care. And what did I get in return? A lukewarm thanks, maybe, and if I was lucky, a side hug that lasted a millisecond. This week, though, this was the absolute breaking point. It started on Father's Day. I woke up to an empty house. No note. Nothing. My heart sank. I sent a text, and the reply came back. Took the girls out for a spa day. Don't wait up. And then silence. Nothing. Dinner time rolled around, and they finally came home. "How was your day?" I asked, trying to sound hopeful. "It was fine. What would you like for dinner?" "Nothing. We already ate at one of your favorite restaurants." "My favorite." No mention of Father's Day. "No, I love you." Nothing. Fast forward to Wednesday. My birthday. Again, absolutely nothing. I suggested plans. They were shot down. Food. Nope. A movie? Too busy, they said, while sitting on their phones, doing nothing. The bitterness started to creep in, a cold, heavy weight in my chest. Then, Thursday night, I was in bed. My wife rolled over beside me, and in this absolutely crappy, dismissive tone, she said, "Oh, your birthday was the other day. I guess you expect to have sex." That broke something in me. I froze. A fire ignited somewhere deep inside that I hadn't felt in years. "No," I said, my voice barely a whisper, then rising with a tremor. "No, I don't expect sex. At this point, I don't expect anything anymore." Her head snapped up. "What is that supposed to mean?" And then it all spilled out, my voice shaking, then getting louder. "When was the last time we actually shared a kiss? A real kiss?" She tried to say, "A week ago," but I cut her off. "No, it was in December, at your parents' holiday party." I kept going. "When was the last time we had sex?" She insisted, "Beginning of the year. February." My blood ran cold. "No, it's been over a year." I looked her dead in the eye. "You may have had sex, but it wasn't with me. My mom had just passed, you know? It was a blur." "When was the last time you told me you love me?" "I say it all the time." "Not to me. Go check your messages." "You don't say it to my face." "Well, you should just know I do." My heart was pounding. "When was the last time we went on a date?" A long, agonizing pause. Then, her eyes welled up. "You're being unfair." Unfair? My vision blurred with tears, but the anger was still there, a raw, burning ember. I started crying, my voice rising. Unfair? How is wanting any sign of love from anyone in this house unfair? How is expecting something, anything, for my birthday or Father's Day unfair? She just stared, her face changing. That, "oh shit," look flashed across her eyes. Yeah, she forgot that too. "I'm not an ATM," I choked out. "I'm not a taxi service. I'm not a punching bag." "Why is this coming up out of the blue?" she asked, bewildered. "It didn't," I practically yelled. I've tried to talk to you, to all of you, and I get dismissed. Ignored. I gave examples, real, painful ones. All she could say was, "I didn't know you were serious. I didn't know it was such a big deal." That was it. The dam broke. I stood up, my voice hoarse. "If you want to pretend that I'm invisible and don't exist, fine. You don't have to pretend anymore." I walked out of the house at almost midnight. I haven't been home since. I ended up driving to an old friend's place, completely numb. I drank that night, for the first time in over 15 years. It was a desperate attempt to quiet the screaming in my head. I'm not going to drink again, But for a while, all I could think was, I can't do this anymore. They'd be happier without me. I'm never enough. They already acted like I didn't exist, so if I truly was the problem, then me not being there should fix it, right? I tried so hard to be a good provider, a good partner, a good dad. Never missed an event, never prioritized work, took on more responsibility for our future. And it was never appreciated. Never enough. I was never enough. The next day, I got one message from my wife. I'm sorry for making you feel that way. We all love you, and we are here for you when you want to come home and talk. That was it. No other messages. No calls. Nothing from the kids. If they really wanted me there, wouldn't they try harder? They all have phones. I don't know what she told them, but I'm sure they heard me raise my voice. That definitely would have gotten their attention since I never do. I'm sure they heard me leave. But still, silence. Honestly, after that first post, I planned and almost committed to ending things. The thoughts just looped. They'd be happier without me. They already act like I don't exist. I can't be the one blamed for everything. It was like a black hole sucking me in. I kept going over and over in my head. If I was gone, their problems would be solved. They could move on with a new dad, a new husband, someone they'd love more than me, someone they'd show more love to. I was convinced I was the cause of everything wrong in their lives. My wife probably had a replacement ready to step in and be a real dad and husband. Then, something snapped me out of it. It still sounds strange, but it was as if I could hear my 11-year-old. She'd always been the one who made me feel loved, wanted, cared for. Both before and after I left. My wife, I later found out, had been pushing the kids to give me space, but my youngest refused. She kept pushing them to reach out, to find me. She had a weird feeling. I eventually confessed to my therapist how close I'd come. That shifted everything. I started getting the tools to deal with those dark, destructive thoughts. And with that came the therapy. My wife actually committed to her individual therapy too, and I started seeing small changes. She treated me better. Things were moving in a more positive direction, but I still shut down her advances. My own therapist, and it turns out even hers, advised me to take it slow, to make her earn my trust back. She complained it made her feel unloved and unwanted. The irony wasn't lost on me. I also looked into the cheating thing. I found nothing. No texts, no emails, no strange expenses, no weird absences. Either she's a master at covering her tracks, or she truly didn't. I made it clear, if it ever came out that she had cheated, it was over. Our first couples therapy session was long, individual then together. It was useful, but not much changed. Same with the second. But the third? The third was a total shit show. This was right after I'd opened up to my individual therapist about my self-harm thoughts, about how close I came, about everything running through my head. I decided to share that with them, my wife and the couple's therapist. I laid it all bare. How close I came, what stopped me, how long I'd thought about it. Everything. My wife looked at me, her face a mask of horror. Then she started screaming, yelling. How could I be so selfish? The therapist calmly got her to settle down, and I started talking again. I went even deeper. I explained how badly she and the kids had hurt me, that there was no way she didn't know about Father's Day or my birthday. I confessed my continued suspicion that she'd been cheating, how the dark thoughts really started after my mom passed, and how my wife stopped being my wife. I don't know where the woman I loved went. She'd been gone, checked out, for a long time. The woman I married was loving, playful, honest, trustworthy, a fantastic partner, the love of my life. I couldn't be with this stranger she'd become. I just went off. I unloaded everything. The therapist finally called a break, suggesting we cool down. I walked out. Yeah, it was immature, childish, a total on-move. When I'd cooled down enough, I saw a bunch of missed calls and texts. My 17-year-old daughter ended up picking me up. My car was at home. It was the first time she'd ever seen me actively cry. I think that moment, seeing me so broken, finally made her understand the crushing weight I'd been carrying, how much their actions had caused me pain. We just sat parked somewhere, talking for what felt like hours. I got more out of that one conversation than I had in the last few years combined. When we got back home, my other two kids ran to me, wrapping me in real, tight hugs. Not those quick side hugs, but actual, bone-squeezing hugs that felt unbelievably good. My wife approached me slowly, her eyes red, and asked for a hug too. I gave her half of one, and she just broke down, sobbing. We hung out as a family for a while, just being. Later, when it was bedtime, my wife asked to talk. She admitted she thought she was losing me around the time my mom passed, that I had checked out of our marriage. She didn't go into detail, but said she was still working through things and would share when she understood herself better. Then she broke down again, saying she truly didn't know how bad it was, that she was so sorry, and vowed to do anything to make it up to me and be a better partner. I see her trying. I do. I see improvement. But why did it have to come to this? And honestly, I'm so numb now that I keep asking myself if she really meant it, or if they're just empty words again. I don't know if it's the medication I'm on, or just how my mind works these days. Some days, my brain feels like an old TV with static from a bad signal. My kids are doing better overall. I still question the older ones sometimes, but I think that's just me overthinking. School and activities keep them busy. But one thing still bothers me. I can tell they're walking on eggshells around me. It's like I'm a jack in the box, and they're waiting for me to pop out. Therapy is helping, but it takes time. My therapist said it's like I've been an actor playing a character for so long that I don't know how to be myself anymore. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone else, but I feel the truth of it. I need to find myself first, and then work on other relationships. My wife and I did go on a date. She planned it, and it was actually fun. I even had a genuine smile on my face. But in the back of my mind, I still wondered, is this for me, or is this for us? I'm not sure what will happen in the future. Time will tell. So what do you think? Have you ever felt this invisible, this dismissed, by the people who are supposed to cherish you most? I'd really love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below.